So just going to have a quick look at the beginning of placing picnic, because we seem to have videos on the YouTube channel for sort of learning the middle and the end, but not for learning the beginning. Okay, so it's all levers down. We're in E flat major, and it's going to start with the second finger of the left hand on the E flat above middle C. So this is my middle C, so my second finger of my left hand is going here. And then my right hand, I'm going to put my thumb on the B flat, and then second finger next door and third finger next door. So this is the first bar. Okay, the second bar, it's left hand, the thumb goes on the F, second finger on the E flat. You play the thumb, and then you put it straight back on the same string that you just played. Then you play the second finger, but the second finger doesn't go back on. And then you play the thumb, and you get a rainbow arc, pops up as a giraffe, but it doesn't go on. So that's probably the most tricky bit in this section that we're looking at on this video, is just making sure that you're not accidentally putting your fingers or your thumb back on again when you don't need to. Because if we do that, we interrupt the resonance of the strings. We just sort of cut the sound off. And also we might end up with a finger or a thumb on that we don't want to be on, and then we might accidentally end up playing it. Whereas if we haven't got the finger or the thumb on, then we definitely won't. Okay, so just watch that again. So it's with the left hand, the thumb plays, and then the thumb goes back on. Then we play the second finger, but the second finger doesn't go back on. And then we play the thumb, and the thumb doesn't go back on either, but it does pop back up to be a giraffe thumb. Just one more time. Okay, so if we put that together, we get. The good news is that bar 3 and 4 are exactly the same as what we just learned. So we just learned bars 1 and 2. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to sound like this. And then bar 5, we're going to use our fourth finger, maybe for the first time. So we're going to put our thumb on the E flat up here, and then we go 2, 3, 4, all next door to each other. Make sure you've got a lovely hand position here. We don't want it sort of squished up like that. If you can do it, have a lovely shape. Obviously everybody's hand's a bit different, but you definitely want your thumb above your fingers. And then the left hand thumb is going to go, so we've used up all these strings. The left hand thumb is going to go on the very next one, which is the A flat. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 with the left hand as well. So if you look, I've got the right hand thumb is the highest, but then the left hand thumb is going to be higher than the right hand fingers. Okay, so it sort of goes thumb, thumb, and then fingers in terms of how high on the strings we are. And this is like a mini scale coming down. So it's going to go. Okay, if you find it tricky at the bottom, like it's getting awkward down here, it might be because you haven't got your bicycle arm. So if you're nice and strong in your upper arm, that really, really helps, because it relieves the pressure off of the hands, so the hands can be free to do their business, what they need to do, okay? So that bit is. And then to finish off, we've got a semi-breathe, so a 4 count note on this high E flat, just with the second finger. And then similar kind of thing with the second finger of the left hand on the low E flat. So if I put that all together, you get. And the good news about this piece is that it's like a sandwich. So you have kind of the bread section and then the cheese or whatever you want to think about it, ham or whatever you want in the middle of your sandwich. And then you get the bread section again. So it's like A, B, A. So the section that you just learned is the A section. So actually that happens twice. So you've basically effectively learnt the beginning of the piece, and you've learnt the very end of the piece as well, because at the bottom it says DC al fine, which means that you go back to the start of the piece again and play all the way through until you get to the fine, and that's where you stop.